A GOP lawmaker in the state of Oklahoma has finally done what we've all suspected right-wingers really wanted to do in this whole anti-critical race theory debacle. He's trying to limit, through legislation, the teaching of slavery in America. Let me give you the details. Republican State Representative Jim Olsen filed House Bill 2988 this month, a new bill in the Oklahoma State Legislature that would limit how slavery is taught in schools. And this isn't just about public grade schools. It's gonna affect college as well. The bill prohibits state agencies and public school districts from placing culpability on one race and teaching that one race is unique, the unique oppressor, or another race is the unique victim in the institution of slavery.
Look, they just hate facts. And so let me be clear about this. Was there slavery throughout the world? Yes. Did different people of different races enslave one another? Yes. In fact, the most common form of slavery was when you lost a war and you surrendered, all of those soldiers would be taken as slaves. And that actually happened to an ancestor of mine. And it was a battle between two different warring Turkish armies, and our ancestor got captured and was briefly a slave. So did Ottomans, did Muslims, did others take slaves? Yes, okay. But in America, when you're teaching American history, did one race do it to another? Are you joking right now? Of course, of course. If you say that didn't happen, you're saying don't teach history. Just lie to the kids. We want you to actively lie to the kids. And guys, it wasn't just that we had slavery and it happened to be white people doing it to black people. It's that they used race, the slavers used race
to justify it.
So race was integral to slavery in America. When Turks took other Turks in a battle as slaves, race was not integral. In America, it was integral. It's okay to take them as slaves because they're black and they're inferior and they're not fully human, and we could use them as products and make them do our work for us. So if you don't teach that, yeah, they're literally going to punish. This is exactly what political correctness is. We don't want you to be factually correct. We want you to be politically correct, meaning teach only the things that the Republicans want taught, even if it's not true.
Also, please take into consideration just like the fundamental misunderstanding, I don't know if it's intentional or unintentional, regarding what is being taught in these schools in regard to slavery. Because I remember my history education very well. And what they're alleging here it didn't happen. So further, the bills ban teaching that America has more culpability in general than other nations for the institute of slavery. Okay, so let's pause for a second. When was that ever taught?
I never got taught that. And so if you say, well, if you're teaching slavery in America, by definition, it makes it seem like worse than slavery in other places. No, we're just teaching American history. There's many places where slavery was a big problem. But by the way, was America a small part of the problem? No, America was a very large problem when it comes to slavery. And we were very late to ban slavery. Other places like UK, they were hypocritical in different ways, but did ban slavery, or the English did at the time, before we did. So keep it real on the facts.
And I also want to talk a little bit about what the consequences will be, because of course they're threatening these schools by taking away their funding, and this would also impact some colleges as well. Public schools that fail to comply would see the State Department of Education withhold up to 5% of their monthly state funding under the bill. If the entity complied after a violation, funding would be restored. And to go to the impact on colleges, similarly, state-supported 2-year and 4-year higher education institutions that fail to comply could have 10% of state funding withheld. So I would really like to hear, and I'm not just saying this to pick on them, I want to hear from Ann Coulter, I want to hear from Ben Shapiro, all the people who made a big deal about being protested on college campuses because they wanted to give speeches. We defended them because college campuses need to be a place of robust debate, a place where you are able to exchange ideas. And even though I don't agree with a lot of what they say, I think they should be able to speak on college campuses. Now you have right wingers going after educators on college campuses over points that they don't like. And I think that's unacceptable.
And in their case, they're saying literally don't teach actual history. No freedom of speech. You have no freedom of speech to teach that 2 + 2 = 4 and what American history actually is. It's also cancel culture. Rat out your teachers, and we're gonna have punishment if you say the things that are wrong. By the way, I'm being very literal. The phrase political correctness came from both Stalin's regime and Hitler's regime. And it meant the Nazis and Stalin said to those fake reporters that they had, do not report the actual news. Report only what the government tells you to report. That way you will be politically correct. And that is exactly what Republicans are asking legislators and teachers to do here in Oklahoma. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.